Okay. Let's see here. What is up, everyone? Welcome to a very, well, not very, but somewhat special edition of AOS Trash Pandas. We're watching the Adepticon preview show tonight, and I'm pretty excited. Actually, I'm not pretty excited. I'm actually super jacked for this because, like, there's at least two things that, like, I think are likely that I'm, like, crazy excited about. Let's just make sure that we are live. Yep, we are live. Got it. I had to put it in half screen because of like the way it works when we're doing the preview show. But yeah,
we're definitely live. I see our stupid faces in the bottom right, bottom left corner. Also, a correction: it is a very special episode because every episode is a very special episode because it's this week's episode.
No, wait, you're over here now.
Oh yeah. I was like, who are you pointing at, Rob?
Yeah. Nixon's over in the corner for some reason. I don't know what he's doing here.
That's fair.
Yeah, I told him to leave.
I am not a crook.
I am not an ITK player. Oh, man. I can't see the chat. I just realized that is probably a bad thing.
No one has said anything except me saying, ha, shit, ha, shit, ha, shit.
Oh, man. Can you imagine? Oh, I hope that happens. Like, you should never have looked up that lore on a should.
Yeah.
I mean,
you probably one guy, because everyone else describing him, like, oh, that sounds kind of cool, I guess. But that one guy, like, cool. He should be hired.
Yeah, he's like
nothing made me more excited for an army than that.
Oh, he's a poet, right? That guy.
Yep.
Was selling Penguin,
Dark
right?
Steel Penguin.
Steel Penguin. What a god. Oh, shoot. By the way, did you put it on the Discord and stuff? I know we're already live, but okay, cool.
Yep.
If you guys do like this kind of content, join the Discord. Links in the description below, probably. I don't know. This was kind of a last minute thing. I had to come back from the dentist, ordered sushi on the way home, picked it up, grabbed it, threw it all into my face, and then started getting ready for the stream. But luckily, there's not nearly as much to prepare. The annoying thing is that it's like, restream was the word I was thinking of earlier, by the way. Oh, they started. Sweet.
Oh.
So they're not started, but like they have the channel live. So
right.
There we go. Oh, yes. Okay, I should also figure out how to get the actual stream up. There we go. I see your hashut now. Okay, sweet candy. Did you? So you said 4. Okay, yeah, you didn't. I just remembered. Oh dear. What do you think they'll start with?
I think they're going to save Warcry for last if it's going to be like an edition thing. Like a new edition of Warcry?
Right. Yeah,
I think... I think we're going to see, like, Necromunda first.
Ooh. Is Necromunda on the thing?
I thought so. Or whatever, like, the sub-games of 40k are. Then we'll see 40k. Then I think we're going to see AOS.
Right. Okay.
So AOS, I think, will be, like, second to last or something.
There's only 4 things. There's 40k, AOS, Kill Team, and the Old World. So... From what
so there's no Warcry thing.
But if they're going to do an edition change, they're not going to be like, Warcry news, right? Like I don't think they did when they did. Actually, they might do Horus Heresy too. Andy, thanks for joining us, man. Are you jacked? Are you also excited? I am very excited. IDK. I've waited, 7 years?
You can see some models in the previews in that little rainbow image that they showed as well.
Oh, say what? Okay.
Yeah, like you can see on the very left.
Warhammer Community?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know what that is in the center.
Wait, what?
Maybe it is a should. What the hell?
Are you talking about like they're showing actual models?
Well, look, if you If you go to the Warhammer community article where they are like saying like every reveal from the Warhammer preview, there's like that rainbow image that they do sometimes.
Yeah, but usually it's a silhouette. So
no,
that's
you're seeing actual models there.
No, I know. That's crazy. That's blowing my mind. So the thing on the far right, I'm guessing, is Tyranids, like the Tyranid kill team, which, by the way, it looks insane. Yeah. And then the thing on the far, or second from the left, is clearly Beastmen for the old world.
Yeah, and then second from the right looks like either Tomb Kings or Thousand Suns or something like that.
I was going to say Thousand Suns, but yeah, maybe two. I'm going to say Thousand Suns. And then like the thing, one to the... Yeah, probably World Eaters. Yeah, I agree. It's red as well.
But the middle thing, like, what is that?
Man, that would be... His visor is kind of Hashut-like.
Yeah.
Did they just, like, give it away by accident?
Yeah, I wonder.
That'd be, like, the dumbest thing. No offense to them all, but... but that's, like, honestly, like, what a silly thing to do. But you know what? I'm not seeing any AOS. By the way, the thing just to the right of what we're choosing to call Hashut.
FYI, I don't think you're looking at, like the stream doesn't see what you're looking at, I think.
Oh, right. Yes, that is correct. I'm so sorry, everyone. Boop. There we go. Oops. I didn't mean to do it like that. I meant to open image in new tab. It won't let me do that, though. Okay, why is this being like this? You know what? I'll just leave it here. I think people can kind of see now. Whoops. Can you guys see this? So, but the thing, look, see the thing that we were calling corn or world eaters? If you look at it, it has the same Hashut logo on his collar or whatever that is.
Yeah.
It's right here. I can't make it any bigger. Well, could I? It's going to be kind of hard to do. That would be crazy if they just showed Hashut like coming later this year. And it would be even crazier just to like leak it here. That seems like so stupid. And is that a space wolf? He's got like a wolf skull with like a hood on.
That's what Bear Shells is saying in the chat. Space Wolf Priest.
Oh, really? Yeah, I think so. I can't... Where's the chat now? There we go. Okay. I brought it up. Jeez. Yeah, I want my fish too, Jamesy, but we might get something even more surprising. I just sent you the pic in Discord. There's a World Eater thing and a Thousand Suns thing. Are you sure that's World Eaters? Because Andy, like that symbol that's right there on the right side of his collar looks like the Hashut symbol, which we like kind of went into detail dissecting yesterday. It might be like freaking Chaos Dwarves or
It's a pretty generic symbol, so it could
That's true. Yeah, there's like a Daughters of Cain one too, so that's a good point. But then they showed us that symbol hanging from the earring of but yeah, like with all the tubes and stuff coming out of its head. Yeah, that's probably World Eaters, right?
It's got to be 40K at the very least.
But it's crazy to have that symbol there, right? I don't know, but like whatever that Tyranid is, I want it. I want it now. And I also want the Space Wolf. Damn it. I'm going to be so freaking poor. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like secretly hoping it's not actually Hashut because I'm like, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
He looks freaking sick, right?
Yeah, I know. It looks really cool, and that's a problem.
He kind of almost reminds me of like, what are they called? Like the stone warriors in China? Are they called Manchurian warriors? Or did I make that up? You know what I mean? Like the stone.
You talking about the Terracotta Army?
Terracotta, thank you. I don't know why I'm talking about. Sorry, everyone. I've got many reasons for being this silly and nonsensical, but none of them were good enough. But I'm going to add one more. Let's have some fun tonight. Are you drinking anything, Carson?
Just some sparkling water with a little bit of raspberry syrup in it.
Interesting. A little raspberry syrup. Is it sweet?
A little bit sweet. I only added a little bit, so it's like
Oh, okay.
it's kind of like a La Croix. You know, a La Croix.
Yep. Yeah.
They
The
pronounce
little.
it right.
I
Yeah,
don't know. I call it LaCroix.
that's right.
Ha-
La Croix.
yeah.
Maybe I will grab something. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Yes. 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 Okay. This is crazy though. What if they spoiled it? Like right before they're going live. Hopefully some leaks for the new Space Wolf stuff that's been hinted about in the community. Yeah, I mean, I thought it wasn't going to come until like next year, Bear, but I'm a huge Space Wolf nerd. I've read all the Space Wolf books that aren't from the Horus Heresy. I hope they lean into like the Viking stuff, but I do hope that they keep Thunderwolf Cavalry. Okay. Okay. I'm so jazzed. It's 57, 3 minutes. I hope there's not too many things that I'm going to really want, though. Like if they show a Space Wolf box and an IDK box and the kill team. Ugh.
I'm back.
Yes.
The bottle of Lafroig.
Nice. I do like Lafroig, but Tamnavol was the first Spaceite I ever tried, and I really like it. It was on sale when it first came in. This is so long ago.
I poured a lot. Oops.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, I guess you're gonna have to drink it, huh?
Ugh. Sounded like a high school bully for a second there. Stop it. Stop.
Quit hitting yourself, Carson, with whiskey.
Yeah.
Cheers.
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 Clink.
Oh, right over there, clank.
Oh, this gives a really weird effect.
That's like the drunk effect, right? Nice. Don't drink and drive. I've got my Scryer glass tonight.
I've got my Schnifter glass, otherwise known as a Glencairn.
Glencairn. I've got a couple of those upstairs, but I'm watching Warhammer, man.
That's true.
It's time.
If I had a themed glass, I'd use it too.
Nice. Right.
I don't.
We'll have to make you one. A Meat King dice. Or glass, rather.
I already have some of those, actually.
Yes, that's true.
They're not very nice to me.
They're running low. I think there's only 60 left.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I think so. You might have more. I don't know.
Hello, Big Ron. Hello, Leviticus. It's good to see you
Yo,
again.
what up, guys? Are you excited? Did you see that? Like, it looks like they kind of leaked stuff on the main page. Like, I think that's the image they intended to use after the show, right? I think it was just a mistake. Those poor web devs or whatever. They're poor community managers.
Yep. Only getting paid in corn dogs.
Yeah, paid in corn dogs. Oh, here we go. Should I turn on? Do we want to hear their lovely voices or?
My name's Nick.
Okay.
This is Alex. We're really excited to be with you this evening. We've got so much stuff to show people, right?
Yep, I'm incredibly excited. We've got stuff from Warhammer 40,000, Warhammer the Age of Sigmar, Kill Team, and the Old Guild.
It's going to be great. That's all coming up very soon. Now, this weekend we are celebrating it, of course, as Adepticon over there in America, in Milwaukee. If you're there at the event, hello, you may have already seen some stuff, but I'm sure you're ready to keep quiet for now. Great to have you here. But of course, there's folks all around the world. Please let us know in the chat where you are. And in fact, this evening we're helped out because we are live. You can ask us questions. We have Ed over in Question Corner. Ed, how you doing? All right?
Good, thanks, Nick.
Good to have you here, man.
If you've got any questions, do start with question right at the beginning, and it will help me filter out to try and see what everyone wants to ask.
Ah,
Now,
I won't
crucially,
stay
that
there.
is in the Twitch chat only. I know we're on YouTube as well, but if you're in Twitch, please put your questions in there. We'll try and get as many of those answers as we possibly can as the so much
Well
to show you
played,
this
sir.
evening. And in fact, we're going to give you a quick glimpse right now.
Oh, what is it? 40,000. So it's either kill team or some other stuff I don't care about. Yeah, kill team. Oh, okay. Wait, what? What am I looking at? Admech. What? Oh, I think I saw some Tyranid terrain.
We saw something from OBR too. It's kind of interesting.
Looks what I thought, yeah.
You've seen us. You've seen the sizzle reel. It's now time to jump straight into the
What
old
is
world
going
of the
on?
Wood Elf realms.
Here we go.
Okay.
The elves are the defenders of Athel Lauren. It's a highly elite force, lots of cavalry, lots of archers.
That's
You
their
get a
box, I guess.
fantastic battalion, as well as their arcane journal, which contains all the lore background, regiments. We've got Orion in there. Loads of fantastic stuff.
Yeah, absolutely elite army on the tabletop. These guys are superb at shooting you off the table. Yeah, Alex is absolutely right. What he says there. We've also got the hero here, the Araloth Lord of Talson as well, who's coming alongside the Wood Elves. This guy was a coward in his youth, right?
Yes, he was a cowardly youth, however, having fallen from his horse. And
That's the 8th edition model.
He then regained
They used him in
courage
Age of
and
Sigmar for quite a
eventually
while.
went on to slay Morga the Corruptor.
A superb Lord level hero for your
He was
Wood
called
Elf
the Nomad
forces.
Prince.
This guy carries his bird into battle. Scaran the Eye Thief.
Cool
there
model.
can be sent across the battlefield to peck the eyes out of your enemies, which is great fun. And of course, alongside the Arcane Journal, which is coming for the Wood Elves, just like it does for every other
Crazy.
army.
We heard it was gonna be
Dedicated
Beastman
to
next.
the Wood Elves with background.
Yeah, it's
rules,
interesting.
Yeah.
historical recreations,
Saw Beastman in that
you
little
can
thumbnail
find
thing
in
too.
there. New
Right.
heroes.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Orion, King of the Woods, returns. Leading his
Nice.
wild hunt by the armies of infamy there, as well as
Man, those sculpts
options,
certainly
You're
right?
Those dogs do not look great.
clearly made in like with green stuff,
Beast
you know.
packs are returning to the Wood Elf realms. You'll be able to field units of deep wood hounds, forest cats, sylvan boars. and
Hell
even a
Grimo
bear
says
of
surprise
Lorien.
war
So you've got
cry
a bear
reveal
running
for
around the
sure.
Wood Elf army. That sounds
I
great.
might be. Maybe it's
So,
OBR
yeah.
and Warcry.
Beasts,
What if it was that?
Wood elves aren't the only things that are
They already had a
coming
Warcry
from,
Warband, I
your
thought.
world.
Tried a
You've
cohort.
got the Beastmen, Brave
Oh,
Knights,
maybe you're right.
Yes.
Oh, they're doing
You've got
Beastmen too.
fantastic
They're doing both.
battalion there.
Crazy.
Double feature.
Everything you could
Yeah.
think it's a Gorg
Hey.
or a Gorgon.
Absolutely right. Yeah, the Beastmen, of course, a wild force in Warhammer the Old World.
Rip.
Super powerful.
Beasts of
lots
Chaos.
Cheap infantry running around all over the table, and some terrifying monsters as well. And there's a brand new miniature coming for them as well. We've seen this one before.
Double
This is
salute from me.
Kralmor, more Prophet of Ruin.
Yeah.
Tell me about this guy. Who is
So
it?
the Beastmen love might makes right.
I like that little like side guy, his little like gremlin friend.
You tend to be given a.
He looks
bit of
demented.
I like him
they
too.
love that.
Yeah.
Kralmor is a prophet.
Creepy.
He can, see the future, which has allowed him to stay one step ahead of his enemies. And we've
If
mentioned
anyone-
Orion before. Orion is currently hunting him, however, has been unsuccessful.
He's a powerful level 4 wizard, and that leering spirit that he accompanies into battle can be placed on the battlefield to cast devolving magic at enemies from afar, which is quite good. fun.
Devolving
Now, it's worth
magic,
pointing out that
okay.
The Wood Elves and the Beastmen are going to have the huge ranges accompanying them. We've just shown you a selection here, so don't expect just this. There's loads more coming as well. And of course, we've got the Arcane Journal for the Beastmen Brayherds. Again, big book full of lore, full of great maps. You like a map, Alex, you really do.
Little ASMR.
We've got historical recreations of Cornwall taking on some Empire of Men troopers, new units,
that worked or
new heroes in there, new magic. You can take a herd stone for your force as well. Look, if you're a Beastman fan, you want to.
Oh, they're bringing the herdstone over to. Oh man. I mean, I'm glad they're using it, I suppose, but
that are going to happen.
I wonder what they'll do
There's
with
one
the
force
and the
that
spells
people
in
find
that
on
case,
the
unless they're just going to be like completely thrown out.
Well, weren't they like? Oh, what do we got?
Grand Cathay
Cathay?
is
Come.
among the
What?
oldest civilizations in the world.
Oh, maybe that is the Terracotta Warrior. Damn, the old world reveals are crazy.
Under the watch of my father, Sen Yang, the Celestial Dragon Emperor, Grand Cathay stands as a bulwark of harmony against the forces of darkness. Now, as the hordes of chaos threaten to breach our sacred battlements, this haven of order prepares for war. Upon the walls of the Great Bastion are mustered countless soldiers, ingenious war machines, and other more esoteric defenders who stand ready, determined
Damn, yeah.
to hold back the
Oh,
tide.
yeah, that's definitely what that is.
That's wild.
Resolutely,
Yeah.
I perform the duty bestowed on me by my divine father centuries.
That's pretty hype for them, to be honest. Like, that's
Through
kind of
devout
crazy.
study of the twin powers of yin and yang, I master the elements and summon lightning from the heavens, striking our foes and inspiring all those who fight beneath my banner. I am the master of the storm winds and the supreme matriarch of Nangao. I am Miao Ying. I am the storm dragon. This is Grand Cathay.
Jeez.
Our eternal empire.
Wow. I wonder if it's going to be plastic. Probably. Wow. Damn.
Those look really good.
Yeah, they do.
Those new.
Well, they're kind of like from
Holy
Total
crap.
War. Yeah. Nice. Oh, sweet. The main characters in Total War can turn into dragons. Like, full on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
I was mainly like, are those new
genuinely
sculpts?
impressed after
Yo,
watching
Those
yeah.
look really good.
Totally brand new. Yeah.
What a range. Let's
Huh.
talk about it. So, Grand Cathay is here, marching into
Whoa,
the old
cool.
world. Alex,
Damn.
who are the Grand Cathay?
So Grand Cathay is one of the oldest civilizations in the world of legend. They've stood as sort of an eternal bulwark against the evils of the world.
That's cool.
Jeez. Yeah, it really is.
And it's had a sort of internal stability and harmony. The other nations tend to be in a level of turmoil because it's ruled by dragons, namely the celestial dragon emperor himself. And as you can imagine, having an immortal leader lends a bit of stability there.
That's what a great sort of idea and concept for a force, and it's a very different army.
I wonder
type
if
than
they'll
we
get-
see in Warhammer: The Old World. They are an elite army, heavily.
if they'll
armed
bring
and
Kislev
heavily
now,
armored.
too,
Even the basic troops
considering,
are super elite.
you
There's
know.
a mixture of troops,
Yeah, it's
cavalry,
super
war engines,
famous. Or like
terrifying
it's something that
monsters,
people
and we're going
think
to go
back on
through
a lot
few of
for
them
sure.
now, because
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Italian box set, which
Yeah.
you see
I didn't
here,
think they were gonna like completely overhaul a
what a
old
great
world army
scope
like
of
this.
miniatures we've got in front of us.
I
And
was
first and
like
foremost, let's
wondering
talk
about it because I know
infantry,
like they're
and it's the
popular in
Jade
Total
Warriors
War,
force.
but yeah,
Jade
like
Warriors are the
I
well-equipped
didn't think they were going to
forces
show it
of
tonight.
the
That's for
Warriors
dang
themselves.
sure. Like,
So they're known as the Jade
Whew.
Warriors because that stone
Yeah.
is sort of
Triple
sacred to
threat.
the Dragon Emperor. And it's said to
yeah.
represent sort of
If they ever do
the
Nippon, I
nature
might
of
have
the
to
pole arms,
like
heavy
actually
armor,
do that.
shields, they're formidable in the
That'd be
attack,
sick.
but defense is where their strength truly lies.
These are, you're absolutely right, and that's reflected in the rules as well. These guys have the rule defensive
Dang.
stance, where if they remain stationary, they can re-roll ones in the combat phase on their saves, which is cool. Really, really thing to
Wow.
point out in this box set as well is that while you can build every single model with lots of different variation, one of the great varieties in the Jade Warriors that is every model you can choose a male or a female head as well. So you can have all your Jade Warriors can be female or male, up to you, which is really, really cool. But they're not just the only thing. They've got maybe the anvil of the army is the Jade Warriors, but let's talk about the Jade Lancers, the cavalry. These guys are special.
So yeah, if the Jade Warriors are the shield, these guys are the
You like them,
spear.
Dylan?
The
They're
Knights
really
of the
cool. It's like a
Celestial
Cities of
Force
Sigmar project.
forged in battle,
It really
built by
is,
most
yeah.
disciplined and skilled
One-to-one
warriors,
translations
great
of like
cities,
cavaliers and
well
steel helms and
cities
stuff.
can raise,
So
multiple
true.
regiments of these guys, but
Yeah, you could just totally bring them over, huh?
on the battlefield, basically,
Huh.
they are able to charge and
That's a
annihilate the
really
enemy,
good point.
specialise in sort of getting through the narrow passages and alleyways of the cities to counterattack.
They're absolutely devastating cavalry, Alex. On the charge, these guys can fight in an extra rank with their Cathayan lancers, so that makes them super hitty. And also, the Cathayan Cataphracts rule lets this unit follow up from combat and counters charging next turn, so that's going to go straight through units and into the next one. Are absolutely devastating. But if you don't want to get too close to your opponent like the Jade Lancers do, maybe you want to fancy taking some of these artillery pieces as well. Check these out.
I like the giant guy.
So all along the
in the
Great
back.
Bastion, you've got rocket launchers and cannons of all
I think
this
it's
is
an
like a-
ogre.
they're
Yeah, it looks
rocket
like it,
launchers,
doesn't it?
the Fire rain rocket battery might be a little bit inaccurate, but they're incredibly deadly, launching explosives great distances. So this
Yeah, maybe it is an
Fire
ogre.
rain rocket battery
Oh
is
man,
a
imagine
portable
having like
version of
ogres
the
like
version
that
that's crewed by
for your
disciples of
re-release.
Smoke and Powder, who specialize
big,
in
chunky-
manufacturing
yeah, that'd be super
gunpowder.
cool.
Right?
Gunpowder features very heavily with Grand Cathay. So many cannon also exist, but the
Ogrima says if these terracotta soldiers are giant sized, it seems like a great proxy for Gargans. That's super true.
Wow, yeah,
That'd be really cool to have like giant stone golems for Yeah.
That's way cooler than the current like old Gargant sculpts anyway, right?
Which is actually an upgrade for
The Man Crushers, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like they're
artillery
fine, but they're
He
just kind of
helps,
showing their age a
protect,
bit.
Your artillery piece with gunpowder bombs. He can help the cannon move faster by lugging it along, and also it can allow it to shoot twice, once per game in one phase, which is pretty impressive as you load it super fast. The Grand Cannon you see here does such devastating damage. It has thunderous impact on its shots.
Dylan says, if the
slowing
Tyrian
down
side of
the
Lumineth
shot
look
landed,
anything like
and
Cathay, I'm
the
totally
firing
in.
rocket battery can choose
Yeah,
multiple
you and a
different,
lot of other
types
people.
ammunition,
And I think
whether
that's a
it's
great
big
point.
targets or for big units. It can do what it wants.
Bear says, my bank account's already in tears.
The bamboo
You should
rocket,
put money in there
smoking
instead of
pipe
tears,
right next
Bear.
to the rocket.
That's great.
What a hero! What a hero! Love this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But that's the models that we've seen in the battalion. We've also got some other stuff as well. This is the Sky Lantern. Tell me about these.
Yes, so this is a beautiful centerpiece miniature. It's an intricately decorated construction.
Yeah, those things are
of
super cool.
paper and
Horrible,
silk.
horrible to transport. But
Oh
so-
yeah, big time. But like so original, and the sculpts are so, you know what I mean?
It's really clean.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
so
that looks
true.
great. And whoever painted the lantern part, like it looks
Yeah.
like paper. They did a really
it
good job.
does. It so does.
Now you can see in that gondola
so
you've got a
true.
Lord Magistrate or Strategist, and these are the commanders of cities and the institutions of Grand Cathay. And they tend to lead from the back, and they can guide from the Sky Lantern using fans and banners.
This is great.
Also,
the
one
magistrate
fire
you see
arrow.
there is,
Yeah, I know, right? Boom.
Mount him in a sky lantern if you want to. You can
Yeah.
flip if you want to as well, or you can take your sky lantern without.
It's
one of those
magic
sky lanterns
lanterns,
as well.
Carson.
It's
Jeez.
a huge, rare, heavy.
Jamesy
chariot,
says
actually, on a
those
nuclear
Sky
cycle,
Lanterns are about
quite
to become my
cool.
entire KO army.
And,
100%.
you
That's
can
the first thing I
Oh,
array of gunpowder
right.
and bombs, including the actual.
Oh, what a great idea.
Lantern itself has those huge Sky Lantern bombs underneath it, which are absolutely devastating. One of my favorite rules.
Apparently
about
the
this
old
game
world
is
people
the
tend to
eye
buy a
the
lot of
dragon room,
AOS
which
sculpts,
lets
but I
the
think
Cathayan
that's about to
artillery
flip a
use
little
this
bit.
model's line of sight, so the
We're
crew
gonna
on
see
board
some
have
crazy
directed
numbers.
artillery fire for the rest of the force.
Yeah,
which is
absolutely.
fantastic.
Yeah, I could see tons of people buying these for proxies and whatnot.
Transfers.
Absolutely.
So you've seen on all the banners these wonderful, intricate symbols, and as well there on the Sky Lantern. Those are all transfers.
Absolutely. They're good. You don't have
Oh,
to be
cool.
a level 4
They got
plus
transfers.
sorcerer to
Love it.
complete that. So there we go. Fantastic news for the Cathayan players. That's not the only centerpiece model we've got. Of course, up next we've got the Cathayan Sentinels.
Damn.
This is just, look at the size of this thing, Alex. Tell me more.
These are
Shoot,
great
who?
animated statues, and if legend is to be believed,
Oh, I love it's like
built by the
double-bladed.
Dragon Emperor himself many
His
thousands of
his,
years ago
like,
to combat
glaive or whatever.
chaos. Now, the terracotta
Yeah.
sentinels
Again, the
are
paint job,
crafted
like,
from
this looks
magically
like
charged
clay.
red earth.
It so
They tend to
does.
be found along the Great Bastion itself.
Everything we've seen in this army is just so well
Sentinels can be
painted.
found across
Oh,
Grand
really?
Cathay, you know,
Ooh, and that like copper.
made of very
I think
oxidized-
I'd-
Oh no, that's jade.
Planet Sentinels
Yeah,
have
that's what I was about to say. I
mounted
would
wall.
totally go for
Obsidian
jade, although
Sentinels
I
defend the
kind of
border against the blood
already
daggers
do
of
with my
Koresh,
Seraphon.
and warpstone sentinels formed from
Right?
infused
Kenrick?
warpstone dust.
They're
So watch over
crazy.
the desert roads in the warpstone
This
dust.
is for the old world.
Depending on which one you go for and how you paint your miniature, they actually get different.
Totally,
ones in the game
Jamesy.
as well. So the
Couldn't agree
terracotta
more.
Sentinel can regenerate, while the granite Sentinel might have a better armor save, and the warpstone Sentinel is going to
Warpstone?
really badly affect the nearby enemy troops, decreasing their toughness, which is really horrible. These things are huge, rare behemoths, and they are just great fun. And you definitely want to have one in your force. But let's have a look at another centerpiece model here, the Shigengan Lord on the Great Spirit Longmar.
So These
Damn.
guys tend to be the descendants of the celestial dragon, of dragon-blooded. They're natural
Really great quality
sorcerers.
on the
They're
face of that
just
sculpt.
as skilled at wielding
Totally.
the elemental winds as they are with a blade. They're gifted with weapons and armor from the forges of Wei Jin, and they fight from the front. These guys are no
I like that
slouches.
thing too. Is that supposed to be a
Absolutely not,
kidding?
and they're
We
basically
like
warrior
just talked
wizards,
about that the
so
other
these,
day.
Models can either be a hero or a lord choice,
yeah.
and depending on which one you go for, it could be a level 1 wizard or a
Yeah.
level 2 wizard, and those can all be increased.
Great
You could have
Spirit
a level 4
Longmar.
Shigengan Lord if you wanted to.
Long
all
means
flying around this
dragon
beautifully,
in Chinese, I believe.
Sculpted Longmar flying beast. Just a wonderful sort of both warrior and wizard general to lead your force.
I know it's
Standard
Yong in
centerpiece model
Korean.
too. But other choices for your heroes include the gate
Pretty sure it's like
masters
Lung
of
or
the
Long.
Celestial cities.
So these are the leaders of the Jade Warriors. They've earned their position through
Okay.
skill and experience.
Is that the
and
battle
they've
standard
served
battle
for at
standard
least a
bearer?
decade, and they're
Maybe?
the masters of defensive warfare and discipline.
Absolutely right. They're battle-hardened veteran leaders for your forces. Again, they could be heroes or gate or lords. You get 2 in the
Oh,
box.
Zhao
You
Ming
can
is
make
big on
alliances
Warpstone?
if
I
you
didn't
want
know
to,
that.
including all the bits to
That's
make
funny.
a battle standard bearer, and you can thank the Dragon Emperor
Nice.
for the fact that that is a transfer there, so you don't have to hand paint that yourself. These guys are wonderful leaders to have in your
Transfers
force
for the win.
to direct your models in play. Now, of course, alongside
Man,
this, we
I
are
can't
gonna see
believe how
the
big this
Grand
release
Cafe
is. It's
Arcane Journal
crazy.
as well.
Indeed,
Yeah, this is
has
nuts.
got the history
It
of
so
Grand Cafe,
is.
The Celestial Dragon Emperor.
What is going to be next? Like, how do you
I
follow
know.
Not
Yeah, you can't.
Dragon Emperor who shared gun.
I'm gonna need to, like-
Titans and a long and storied friendship with Nehekara until events that we will not mention. It's got the philosophy
Interesting.
of Grand Cafe, the armies, the formation of the Great Warpstone Desert, the trade, exploration. There's a bit of a focus on the armies.
Well, it says
of
until events that we
Nehekara.
will not mention.
Yeah.
Western
We.
Great Bastion. It's also got a lot on the Fengshi sorcery, which sees the winds of magic split into two, yin and yang. Yang mages study control of the winds of magic, producing bright and vibrant
Old
spells.
World is coming in
Yin is
hot.
darker and more dangerous.
Both new magic lords, which you can take for your wizards inside the Arcane Journal as well.
Right.
This Arcane Journal is a bit unusual. It's not maybe like the other Arcane Journals we've seen, as it's more of a sort of standard army list. So much like you'd see in the Forces of Fantasy or the Ravening Hordes books, that every single model that's coming alongside will have their full rules in here, full special rules for the army. Unique
Interesting.
weapons, magic items.
Oh, right,
everything
because
you
like
need
they
to
already
build
did
your
like the
Grand
other
Cafe army
books
in a game
that
is
had
available
every other army,
in this book.
so they
if
have
you
to do
want
it
an
like
army,
this.
you need to get yourself a copy of this.
Oh, what
book
Tad said in
as well.
chat. Next up,
That's
Space
not the only
Marines.
thing. We've got one more thing.
Yeah.
Take a look at this.
Whoa.
Who's this?
This is Miao Ying, the commander of the armies of the Great
Yo.
Bastion, ruler of Northern Cathay from her seat of power in Nangao. So for centuries, she's fought against servants of the Dark Gods, hobgoblins, barbarians,
Looks
you
incredible.
name it.
That
She's
looks
true to her position
so
as the
freaking
Dragon
awesome.
Herself, and is often considered the favourite amongst her siblings.
I might have to
The power
like
she wields is
use
bear.
that first
And
a proxy
she's
myself.
somewhat aware of it. She's forever dealing with the lords of Nangao.
I don't know how
because
big it
even
is, but-
when you are a dragon, politics and scheming never escape.
Now, I'm right thinking.
I know I'm getting,
Magnus'
like, Kragnos
form is
proxy
as a
vibes from
dragon,
that.
and,
Yes.
sometimes
Ooh,
can
yeah, you can do
transform
Kragnos.
herself into
I was
a
thinking
dragon.
like,
So, yes,
what's it
let's
called?
verify her truth.
If you
But
put it on a
what's
130, you could do
important as well,
that,
look at
and you could
beautiful
also do
I think it's important to say as well.
Incarnate.
That model we've just seen, the dragon, Mao Ying here, and all
you
the
want.
models we've seen in this entire range are all plastic,
Indeed.
which is fantastic news.
Nice.
So,
That's good.
It's going to be much easier to make your miniatures. Mao Ying is a powerful wizard. She can transform herself from a dragon to a human
Devin
whenever
says,
she
so
wants to.
Carson, we're foregoing all world's prep
She's
and
the
learning old world,
supreme
yeah?
matriarch of the Nangao, and so she can promote warriors around.
I'll buy the
her
models.
to Celestial Dragon Guard.
Not gonna
and
learn the
Dragon
rules.
Fire as well. Just a stunning
I'm gonna be the
set
guy
of
that
models
shows up
we
being like,
have.
I don't actually know how to play
That
this. I just thought these
whole
models were
collection
cool.
is just
Hell yeah.
incredible.
The intricacy, the detail, it is beautiful.
Yeah, there we go. That is Grand Cathay coming soon for Warhammer: The Old World. A very exciting release. And yeah, you guys.
Well
Man,
done.
what a
We're gonna
banger to
show
yeah.
everything.
What a banger to start on.
Exciting stuff. We've got a bit of time now to go over to Question Corner. Ed, what's the chat talking about at the moment?
Well, first off, I would like to shout out a few of the
Oh,
locations people talked about earlier. We've got people from all over the UK, loads of states being listed across the US and Canada, Paris, Australia, Norway.
No one
all over the
cares.
world. It's fantastic. I do have some old world related questions that I've got to though. And
Get to
how
them.
The release is in resin. It's a big one that we're being asked.
Well, everything we've just seen.
You just said
Plastic.
it's plastic. Yeah.
So, that's it. If there's other models coming in the future, that we haven't
Like
seen,
you just
don't
said
know at the
that.
moment, we don't know. But everything we've just seen is entirely plastic. Multi-part miniatures, loads of different options you can put on your miniatures. So
Oh
there
man.
we go. How
Okay.
cool is that, right? That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Next up, are those terracotta models the biggest models in Old World?
Henry, who's the laptop nerd?
They might be like the Sky Lantern is huge.
Yeah, the Sky Lantern stands really tall.
Because it's on a brand new base as well, and then on a flying stand, and then that balloon on top of it. So at least height-wise, I think the Sky Lantern takes it.
Well, in fact, this answered my next question, which was, is the Sky Lantern attached to its base purely from the plastic parts? No, it's got the flying stand. Okay, final question.
Devin,
then.
if you're still in the
And
chat,
who
that
attached
dragon
the
makes an
biggest
excellent
models
proxy
in
for a sorceress on Black Dragon.
They don't have a rival.
You can tell Jake.
That's
Those
true.
are two members of
They're
Team Canada.
Amongst the
Nice.
oldest, most powerful
It's kind of a
players
meme at this
in the
point.
old world.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
But they
Yes.
particularly hate the Forces of Chaos.
Oh,
right?
they absolutely loathe chaos.
Okay. So if you wanted to have if there was a rival, if there was someone that stood up anywhere near to the Forces of Cathay, it would be the Warriors of Chaos.
Whew.
Okay, great. All right, cool. Anything else, Ed? Any more in the chat for now?
Lots of questions, I think, Mike.
No thanks, Ed. Keep it
moving.
moving.
In that case, we'll move on to the next
Time is money.
segment of our show. And
Kill
it's
Team.
time to move on from
Kill Team.
Old World and take a look at what's going on in Kill Team.
Yeah. Come on. Oh, is it really? Underhive. I really want it. Oh, I see the Tyranid terrain. What? Yo, what is that? I see like a Hormigaunt there? Okay, you gotta show us more than that.
Here we go. Kill Team Typhon is the next release coming for Kill Team, and it's extremely exciting. We have got
Oh, it looks like a
big box
Ravener.
here full of loads
Whoa.
of miniatures, and the much asked for, much waited for Tyranid specific Kill Team is here.
Nice.
In the form of the Raveners. First of all, before we go any further, very quickly, Alex, where is Typhon set and who are the combatants?
So we are still on Volcus. We're in Hypersilicus.
What the
grid
crap
has
is that
fired, and when it does fire, the background
crazy
sort of
looking
levels
brain
everything around it. One of the things that
Ravener.
sometimes happens is that sinkholes open up, and when they do, that allows
Yo.
access below the Great Gun. And so what happens?
I wonder who
is
the vape guy
Adeptus
is for-
Mechanicus send out these
Yeah,
Cup.
yeah.
servitors,
Just
go and
puffing
find
fat
some
clouds
of
into
the
the blue shoes.
hidden down
Right.
there. But when they've done so,
They've got, like,
some Ravenous.
Oh,
a
dear,
couple
dear,
of
dear.
Hormigaunts
That's the
that-
worst thing to do.
But, like,
because in this
that
box, we
weird,
have
like,
the new Ravenous
fin-
Kill Team.
Oh, this is
5
so
miniatures
awesome.
In the Ravenous Kill Team, you'll also notice there are some Hormigants in the background
Yep.
here too. But we'll talk about the Hormigants in just a second.
And
but
some
the
Ripper
Ravenous
Swarms.
Kill Team has 5 models, and you can make quite different versions here. You could make them onto Ravener Warriors if you wanted to, as you see in 40k. But you can also make a Prime, as much as other things we're going to go over in a second. Alex, Raveners are powerful and terrifying, right?
Indeed.
Oh, that looks
powerful,
so
live,
cool.
Driven by an all-consuming hunger. Reports say that sometimes they can be deposited on a planet, they burrow through rockcrete, armor, flesh, all with the same level of ease, and they can basically hide out for years, if not decades.
Oh,
That seems to be what's happened here on Volcus. As you mentioned, these can be built into several different sub-varieties. So you've got the Prime, who's a nodal hub for the brood and coordinates the rest of them. The Feltalon, with claws that pump toxins that can then be tracked. The Venom Spitter that, as you can probably guess, spits venom.
Makes sense, yeah.
The Wrecker, which is a heavily muscled armored version. Which
Whoa, the Rekka looks so freaking cool.
Tremor-scythe. It's got a hypersensory array to detect vibrations and chemical signatures
What the
like fear. And as you said, the rest can be warriors.
Now, you may if you
It looks
ever
like a
played
bunny.
Space Marine 2, you'll find
Yeah.
Raveners in there, and they
The
burrow
middle
through
one
the
looks like a
ground, and
rooster
it's
there, the
just
Prime.
So difficult to deal with, and that comes
Yeah.
through in Kill Team as well. They actually have a rule where you draw a tunnel as the game continues, and your warriors and your Raveners can just pop in or pop out of that tunnel as the game continues, really confusing your foes. If I tell Kill Team players these guys have an APL of 3 apiece, that makes them super good, and they can all fight twice in an activation, which is terrifying too. Yeah, absolutely monstrous foes. Only I think 5 models is one of the smallest kill teams, but they are tough. They are real big and tough.
Neat.
Lots of wounds, lots of APL. Be terrified. Maybe not quite as terrifying, but pretty cool as well. The Battle Clade coming alongside them in the box set.
Oh,
These are
neat.
the Adeptus Mechanicus kill team, and someone in the chat earlier on said, "I'd give my soul for an
Looks
Adeptus
like Brotherhood of
Mechanicus
Steel
kill team."
from
But
Fallout.
there's someone knocking on your
Yeah,
door
Fallout.
anytime soon. But Alex,
You know what's crazy
tell
is
us
Colin
how
literally
it's,
said
about these guys.
Admech versus
Led by
Tyranids. He didn't even
techno-archaeologists
say like
specializing in
Tyranids. He said
arcana and exotic
like
resources.
everyone's expecting Tyranids
Alongside
after
them,
seeing
they've
like the
got
different
servitor
previews, but
versus
he said
that that
Admech.
seems to be floating there. Basically,
How did he
these
know?
guys specialize in reprogramming and controlling services.
Yeah.
Translating
I like that
them
guy
into
with the
complex subroutines
the crazy crap,
suitable for
the
their charges.
Archmagos looking
But they
guy.
can be a bit enthusiastic about the acquisition of more servitors, so if you do happen to have one of
Whoa.
these guys float by, be careful they don't steal them. So alongside them, you've got a whole host of various servitors. You can have gun servitors with servo stabilizers, and even techno medics, which is a rare willingness to heal the fleshy parts of servitors, because you are on a mission far from the forge. You know, sometimes needs must.
Needs must, right? Absolutely right. What's quite cool on the tabletop, these guys have a rule called the Noospheric Network, where they can transfer power from one server to another. One maybe shuts down and transferring as an APL over to another one, which is really good fun. Different servitors have different rules. We've got the Breacher servitors, you can knock holes through walls, and the gun servitors and combat servitors carry a huge array of exotic weaponry, including a heavy arc rifle, incendiary igniters, and phosphor blasters, which all sound terrifying. Great fun. Now, coming alongside those 2 kill teams in the box is the dossier, of course, which is where you would find the full rules for both the kill teams, but also has really loads of extra stuff in there as well. You see all the tokens and things, the cards that come in the box. Inside the dossier, you'll find the Joint Ops and Adversary Ops mission packs in here as well. The Joint Ops is really good fun. That's where the Hormigants and the Rippers that you get in the box that come into play as well, because there is a tree campaign for playing through the narrative of the Tyranid invasion on Hypersilicus.
Oh
and the
my
Hormigants are
God.
your NPOs
This sounds
non-player
so
operatives
cool.
that you get in there. with full data cards and rules for using those to fight against.
Can
your
anyone tell
friends.
me if this is the regular Hormigaunt
But
box?
people have,
Because these things are
showed off
so
on the
dynamic.
community, a little while ago. The Tyranid Infestation Terrain Kill Zone upgrades. Tell me what you've got here.
So you get spore chimneys, capillary towers, gestation sacks, shards, spewer growths, underbrewed mounds, capillary roots, spore vents.
I
and
love
brood
it.
nests. There's a lot. Chimneys and vents pump out spores, capillary towers act as conduits, so when a hive fleet arrives, that's where the
Nice.
get all the biomatter up
Ah.
from. And gestation sacks, well, you can probably guess.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's
Oh,
such great terrain and a really nice way of really adding a lot of flavour to your kill zone. And in standard games, they provide light cover or heavy cover, as you might expect. But actually, in the joint op missions, they're also used as objective markers for you to investigate or destroy.
Damn, these look
or spawn
amazing.
points for Tyranid reinforcements to come out of.
And they're all
Terrified
different,
as well.
too.
It's just a beautiful set of terrain, and it's really nice to see some sort of classic Tyranid terrain from yesteryear made into a plastic set for your battlefield as well. Tyranid players all over the place, you want to get your claws on these. So there we go. That is Kill Team Typhon coming very soon.
Is that a
Got little bit
separate
of time
thing?
For some questions again from the
It's like a
chat.
separate
Ed,
box, I
anything else
guess?
we want to fire our way?
I don't. The big boxes usually come with like both sets and terrain, don't they?
That's what I thought, but I
So
I
right
didn't.
now, of course, we do have rules for Raveners in the Tyranid Codex already, which
I was like just staring at the,
Are we gonna
you know what
see
I mean?
all
The
rules
details and
in
whatnot,
their
mostly.
entirety? Well,
Right.
not sure yet, but keep your eyes on Warhammer Community, and there may well be more news coming on those soon. Yeah, watch Warhammer Community for that one, I reckon. Anything else, Ed?
Yeah, we're getting a lot of questions about the Imperial Knights Codex and Chaos Knights Codex. Just keep watching. Obviously, when we get to 40k, we'll cover those. Is this part of a High Fleet Typhon offensive in the lore?
Ooh.
So as I mentioned before, basically the Raveners could be deposited on a planet well ahead of the Hive Fleet and could stay there for years, if not decades. So it could be a precursor.
I don't know if
to
they got
an
through or
invasion,
not, but
it also might have been, a little offshoot. So
40k is going to get faction train in the new edition. Really?
They're right for the sake of the Imperium.
fingers crossed it is a full.
Maybe. We did that
Your
weird
side's
drill
up.
thing.
Anything else, Ed, that we want to go over?
Yeah, final thing about just obviously we've not had Raveners for quite some time. In terms of
Kenrick's being so mean. The laptop guy.
Normal Raveners, the ability to build multiple of each one. Basically what you
I'm a happy drunk,
So
but
basically,
Kenrick's a
the
mean
kit
drunk.
you can build,
So.
you could kill
Just
build
kidding.
all 5 Raveners as a
I don't even-
Ravener warrior, which is the essential of the
Oh, yeah,
Ravener
no,
you
we've
see
had
in
it.
the
He's
sort
like
of
super
Raveners
happy
in the
drunk, actually.
40,000 game. There's also full
Maybe he's
Ravener
not
warriors
drinking,
which
and
are
that's why he's
built
like,
to
"Ah."
build by Ravener
What is it,
warriors.
nerd?
Angry-
As your kill
angry
team
not
helps
drunk.
at all.
Yeah.
Angry not drunk.
Like the rest of us.
Efforts to build
Yeah.
one of each. So 1 prime, 1 wrecker, 1. I forgot the names of them. One of each of the other ones you can build there as well. So
Soon.
lots of those.
Soon, my pet. Soon.
Excellent. In that case, it's time to move on now. What we got next?
Indeed, we're heading to the Mortal Realms.
Yeah.
Fight action-packed battles in Shaiish, the realm of death, with the new Warhammer Age of Sigmar Spearhead gaming pack.
Yo,
Sand
oh,
and
cool.
Bone.
That is cool. Little terrain thing.
Your forces
You're not an
in
asshole.
fun,
We love ya.
fast-paced games using streamlined rules. Each Spearhead box contains all the miniatures you
This
need
is
to take
cool.
command of a balanced and thematic army, with rules and updates available to download for free online.
Nice. Spawn of
Obliterate your
Chotek.
foes from a distance. Impose
Yo, Beefy's rumor is totally true.
devour them whole through
What the?
gluttony or
Ogres? You see the ogres?
cold-blooded
Is that new?
Yeah.
The choice is
No,
yours
it was
to
Hrothgorn's
Oh.
Man-Trappers mixed
Okay.
in with.
I'm sorry.
Forth into the
No, it's
realm
okay.
of death and prepare
Comes
for
with Iron Guts, though. That's pretty cool.
Spearhead,
Yeah.
Sand and bone.
Sand and bone.
Ooh, very exciting. So
Pretty
this
cool.
is
Pretty darn
Spearhead
cool.
Sand and Bone.
Yeah.
This is basically the new expansion for Spearhead with a whole load of new and exciting additions. You find
I like the
two areas of
Neferata
the
bust
realm.
or whatever in the corner there.
Yes, you've got Ossia and Delorum. Basically, you've got 2 sides of that board. With
Oh,
names
cool. It's like
now, I notice here we've got the
coffin or
Necropolis,
something?
Blood, Delusion, Grief, and Night, the 5
Oh, yeah.
Tarks that we
Yeah, that
know
looks
of.
pretty cool.
And
Right?
they basically reflect.
There's like a
sites
bust of
ancient power.
Atticros,
So
I wanna
it's
say.
those Mortars.
Oh, is it?
They're not set out in the same way that we've seen.
In the
before.
in the
No, you're
corner?
right,
I thought
there's
it was
also variations from
Neferata.
Fire and Jade, the
Oh, is it?
previous, games as well, so gives you
looks
really
like,
good variation on your games, depending on
unless
which realm
Catacross
you
has
fight in.
titties.
You'll also
I don't know.
notice that, on this
Maybe.
board in front of us, the green
He
one
could
here,
make himself
we've
some.
got one
Yep.
huge objective
Exactly.
with the other 4 small
Chisel
ones
some
around
out.
it, which makes that
Yep.
central one super important and exciting. to
Why is
play
it
with.
skin
And if you
colored?
look on the top left of the purple board there, that one's only got 4 objectives on it. but 2 of them are super
I'm not
close
sure.
in the centre of the board. So there's going to be a big old
don't know what
scrap
that
there
means.
as well.
Why is
Both
what skin
boards
color?
really sort of want you to
Yeah.
get into the action, which is great fun. And you also notice on the screen as well, we've got some new terrain features here as well. This is the new mystical terrain that's being added in, which can either be set up on the board at the start of the game, or maybe brought in through one of the twists in the game as well.
Okay.
We've got the Crypt of Blood, where your fighters can take an unholy draft and try and best their foes at combat, but at what cost? And the Icon of New Lamia, which is the statue there.
Oh, New Lamia.
which,
So
sort of
Lamia
calls from the
is
veiled
New Lamia
promises
is
of the Icon,
Neferata.
and maybe it will help you. Maybe.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Bit of a big risk there, but it's nice to see cool options in here as well as new updated battle tactics and commands and twists and everything to really make you feel like you're playing in the realm of death. So it's a very different experience to Spearhead as it is right now. Great fun, and definitely want to get your hands on. But
What a great
alongside
idea.
this box set, we've
They
also
should do
got
this
some
for
new
every realm.
Spearheads coming as well.
Indeed. So the first one we're
Spawn,
gonna look at is the
Saurus
Ogre
Warriors,
Tribe Scrap Glut.
Hunters,
So you can
and
have, your hunter in the center with a bunch of
the new,
knobs
like,
around,
Warcry
as
guys.
well as those 8 iron guts. Now they
It's interesting that they
attack
put
an absolute
Rothgorn.
They really do. They really do.
In
They're
Yeah.
terrifying.
Spearhead.
Don't get anywhere near them.
Yeah,
Is it
so
the-
true.
A really
It's an underworld
hitty
warband.
Spearhead, that one there. We've also got the Seraphon Sunblood Prowlers as well for the Seraphon fans. Who are these guys?
This seems like a pretty good
so
deal.
These basically have the hunters of one chief. They're able to scoot forward, and then you've got that big block of Saurus warriors, all led
Damn.
by that Sunblood man.
Yeah, terrifying in combat. The
okay.
nipping around and grabbing battle tactics. But if you don't fancy being quite so mobile, you could instead go for the Cities of Sigmar.
Spearhead is the
Usual
new war
platoon
cry.
and just
Yeah, I
shoot
think
people
that they're
off the table
gonna-
with all your guns and your crossbows.
Maybe.
Either a mobile gunnery brigade. basically
I mean, this
two
is the new
elements
combat
of the
patrol,
board, you lock the
technically.
board, and then
And
you've
they
got
just
those
did
2
it
units
way
of
better than
people
40K
who
combat
basically form a
patrol,
penetrable
right?
line of pervasives.
But Warcry
Yeah,
hasn't been
even
as good
better.
as
They get better on their saves
Kill
if they
Team,
run stages, and
obviously.
of course you won't score many
I still think we're
points
gonna
by
get
doing that.
a new
But
thing
tell
of
you what, if
Warcry
you
at
want
some
to go
point.
for a
I don't think
smaller,
they're gonna
more
get rid of
elite
it.
force, take a look
Because
at
they
the
keep coming out
Ocelot
with new
because Walkers
warbands,
aren't elite.
but
It's just 9
time will
models,
tell.
but what
Maybe I'm
9
wrong.
models they are.
Oh yeah, when we talk about sort of
Yeah.
the Ocelot, we're usually thinking about rank after rank of formidable troops. But the more
Man,
it seems
Andy,
to
are
be
you
with
seeing this?
Ocelots is
Andy
we
wants to get
assemble these kind
into
of cohorts
OBR.
who wanna improve their bone shaping
So-
skills.
For
It's
sure,
it's
for sure.
highly elite.
Yeah, Immortalis
Yeah,
Guards,
it's not
Stalkers,
normal, they're
Morghast,
health 4,
and
most of them have a 3+ save as well.
whatever
so
that
these guys
guy
are
is
tough.
called.
There's not many of them, so good luck trying to score your battle.
Soul
tactics.
Mason?
Soul Mason? Oh yeah, I was gonna say
Gonna have to
Bone
read that and
Mason,
do it.
but
As a tactician, might have to with the Ocelot Bone Reapers.
Bone Shaper,
Now,
maybe.
that's
I
not
thought it was a
all
Soul
of it
Mason.
for
I'm not
the
sure.
Age of Sigmar.
I-
You've got the
yeah.
Scourge of
I'm not an
Gyra.
expert
Now,
at
this is
that.
an exciting new
what?
seasonal
What?
event building up to the launch of the General's Handbook in summer. Now, on the run-up to that
General's
release,
Handbook?
there's going to be daily articles on Warhammer Community with short stories in video form, along with new rules updates. These could be regiments of renown, battle formations, enhancements.
Okay.
But every faction is getting at least one updated War Scroll card for an existing unit.
really?
They're going to be
Oh,
match
cool.
play legal from the release of the new General's Handbook, which
Nice.
is the climax of the Scourge of
Ooh,
Gyra
look at
season, so that
those,
means that will arrive. It's that time of year. Here it is.
objective
And
markers.
The difference here with the General's Handbook this time round
Nice.
is rather than just being a book, it's actually a complete box inside which is your 72-page book. You've
As
got your
long as
battle
they're
plan and
neoprene.
battle tactics cards. There's manifestation and war scroll cards as well. We've got
Damn.
6 objective markers in there too. It's a complete product for the Warhammer Age of Sigmar General, which you want to get your hands on. Tell me
Interesting.
where we are for this
Yeah.
season.
So this is War in the Jade Realm. Gyran is sometimes considered sort of a place of abundance, with Hammerhall Gyra being the breadbasket of Sigmar's domain. However, the realm of life is rife with disease, hellish mires, mercurial forest spirits, monstrous insects, rapidly changing seasons. Nowhere is safe.
That sounds awful.
That sounds
like a
frickin'
perfect place to
cool.
have your battles of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Now, in terms of how the rules are going to change for this season,
You bet they're not neoprene?
Too much right now.
Markers
you know,
are
after
cardboard,
future
yeah.
stuff,
I
Those
think they are
sliding
too.
around.
in the future,
But,
there'll be
like,
some hints here
just
and
make them in
Build up
neoprene.
those
Like, I will
regards,
buy
find out
them.
What's in the General's Handbook.
You
Keep
know?
your eyes on the One Community website and definitely some
Yeah, well.
newsletter as well.
They look so good.
With that done, it's time to take a few more questions from the chat. Ed, what are folks saying out there in the world of Chatland?
Okay, I've combined a couple.
Bring
One
on the
here, which
laptop
is
nerd,
Power
right,
Games
Kenrick?
Still going to be supported, and will old Spearhead boxes still be allowed to play in the new Spearhead rules?
100% yes to both. So Fire and Shade
Upsell,
will
yeah.
still be available. You can download the rules for free.
There is an
Since
actual
you
book
already
as
can
well.
get
I'm
the
almost
rules
positive.
and the ultimate starter set as well. Warhammer Age of Sigmar.
I think it was
Will the old
Ringbinder
Spearhead
too.
Still be usable. Yep, absolutely no problem at all. It's an expansion to the game. It's not a replacement, so you can use whatever you like to in the game. So just there's more ways to play Spearhead, which is great fun.
Me wanty.
Another great question. One of
Too many
our
good
viewers
things.
noticed that the Seraphon are led by a unit rather than a single character. How
Ooh,
is
that's a
that?
good point.
Indeed, do you want to take this one again?
Yeah, okay, so yes, you're right. Some of the we've seen some of the spearheads being led by units. We saw it first with the Gloomspike Gits. We're being led by that.
That's a good question,
Snarl
James.
boss on his Snarlfang.
Nerd is a human, isn't he?
The Seraphon and the Man Trappers leading the ogres as well. Some of them work in a different way. So the ogres sort of is a hunter with a few tokens around him, with the little models representing tokens and things to put down. Whereas the Sunblood pack, the Saurus, are actually 3 different models. Now, they actually only have 3 health apiece, so together they make up a 9 health unit, but they're still pretty tough. Yeah, that's how they work. It's actually really nice to see. I'm a big Warhammer.
Kenrick got it right.
Nice to see some of the
I just
Warhammer
didn't want
Underworld
to
warbands being brought
talk
out
with my mouth
and used
open.
in Warhammer Age of Sigmar in different ways as
Or-
well. So it's just really positive.
Talk while chewing.
Cool. Okay. Anything else?
We've got a lot of 40k questions still coming through.
Oh,
which
well,
I'm
well,
sure we'll use next section.
maybe we'll go into some 4K later on. But before we do, there's more stuff coming in the future for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. So let's take a look ahead at what's
What do we
coming in
got?
the future.
So, coming now, we've got the Soulblight Gravelords.
Yeah.
Followed on by that Spearhead expansion, Sand and Bone, and then the General's Handbook.
Taking a look a bit further forward into the future, we have the Ideneth Deepkin and Nighthaunt.
We already knew that.
Very soon with the Blades of Corn.
We already knew that and that.
Overlords floating our way.
Now we kind of have an order though, so that is interesting, but not really news.
Ooh. I wonder
Flesh
what
Eater
that could be.
That
Courts.
could be one of. I got at least 3 things
Come
in my
on,
mind. But
guys.
I tell you what,
Like-
guys, if you're out there, if you've got an idea of what that could be, let us know in the chat. And we'll see
Everyone
what we
knew
think.
instantly during the last
That's a
stream.
good
Like
one,
this is the
actually.
same
I've
image.
got at least 2 in my mind. It could definitely be. Right, with
Come
that
on,
done,
dude.
it's time to take a move forwards into the 41st millennium. And boy, have we got a lot.
Twitch
of things
acting
to show you for Warhammer
at its
40,000.
finest.
Let's start.
Yeah.
I've got a couple things in my mind that it could be. Okay.
It's that season. We've seen the General's Handbook already. It's time for the chapter approved deck 2025 to 2026.
Qual's like, ooh, a shut wing.
This season, we've introduced a new deck, which
Yeah.
functionally works the same as the
Well
current
You'd be
played.
right.
approved deck.
Well
It'd be
played.
amazing if they
Missions,
copied like
objectives,
that
and
tiny
formats.
square of the
So
Flesh Eater Court.
Yeah, yeah.
thing, and the
Crucial
rest of it
here,
was
it
just a
actually
shit.
includes
Like
missions
someone just
specifically
a
written for
shit like
Recursion games with
hitting
Yeah.
the Flesh Eater Court guy with a
Yeah.
hammer.
and
Like
updated
Yeah.
muster rules
That'd
for
be
smaller games.
oh.
For example, it's a rule of 2 for 1,000-point games with up to 4 battle lines instead. That's going to be quite fun. We can also see on the screen something called Asymmetric War as well, another new format which we've introduced for the chapter approved deck, where attacker and defender have different deployment zones and different aims within the
That's
game.
weird.
So it's a much more unpredictable experience, and it's designed for 2,000 points and above. Instead of secret missions this time round, we've got challenger cards in the chapter approved deck. A challenger is a player trading by at least 6 victory points who can choose a challenger card or draw one. And these new cards provide a stratagem and a mission. Players can choose to complete the mission or use the stratagem, but not both. So similar mechanic to Spearhead if you guys.
It is. I was just about to say that.
Nice little way of getting that player back into the game. And crucially here, this deck is designed to have lots of different ways to play 40,000 match play, to give
Exactly,
you real
Jamesy.
replayability in your games, and to make your games much more exciting and fun when you play them.
Kenrick.
You don't keep home repeat missions, which is really, really cool. So there we go. That's the chapter approved deck. Coming real soon. Make sure you get your hands on one of those when it drops.
Darn.
However, that's not all that's coming for
There's loads
Warhammer
coming.
40,000.
There's so much coming.
We've also got the World Eaters.
Here we go.
They're
What?
coming with the
Andy?
Bullstorm Slaughterpack Battle Force, including a whole host of 8-bound jackals, as well as the Slaughterbound, that brand new hero. So this
Whoa.
guy, where 8-bound has sort of 8 demons trapped within him, is
Damn, that
basically
guy's
taken
crazy.
on a bloodthirster that's given him exceptional strength.
What the
Then they've
hell?
got their brand new codex. And within that is obviously going to be all of your rules and background for the 12th Legion.
Oh, that's the guy we
with
saw on the
Scarflax,
cover page.
Warbands and characters, as well as the Red Angel's Gate, where Angron first manifested on
that
Armageddon.
arm's kind of crazy.
You're absolutely
It
right. We've
is.
got
Like a
Slaughterbound.
mix of a
This is the new
chain
hero
sword
who's going
and
to be coming into play.
like a
called
claw.
World Eaters.
Oh,
This
that's
is a
from the
monstrous hero who
spoiler
can be
image.
8-bound or exalted 8-bound into battle.
The rumor
And
engine.
So angry, Alex, that he
We saw it
raises
a
up
while
and
ago.
returns slain models to life.
I don't remember that one.
Hungry, you
Terrifying.
can't die.
So
I remember because
so
like
you're
I
right.
was thinking, like
The
people were
codex
saying
is
maybe
coming as well, of
Tyranids, maybe
course,
this, that, and the
including
other.
5 new detachments. You can include Cornate demons in your army, much like the Emperor's Children. You can include Slaneshi demons in the army. And one of the detachments is the
He ain't
Corn
got no
Demonkin,
hand.
where you can use an enhancement to have a Lord on a Juggernaut leading Blood Crush.
And he's gonna pass out.
as a unit, which is just great fun. And there we get, you know what? Talking of Cornate demons, well, we've got a little something to say, and it's over to Ed in Apology Corner.
Yeah.
What?
So Karnak should be in the Codex Demons Index. He's not, and we know that everyone wants it, so have no fear. He will be back when the World Eaters Codex comes out. Be both in that and also in an updated index at the same
We already got him in AOS.
There we go. Good news.
Whatever.
For you,
Yeah.
Corn Demon
Yeah.
fans. Our apologies, guys. We're going to fix that mistake when that book drops. So thanks for that patience on that one.
It's nice that they're
but
saying
right,
it ahead of
keeping
time.
on the Chaos theme, what else is coming?
Indeed. We're going to see the Death Guard. So the Death Guard,
Okay.
likewise, have the Pox-wrought Vector Battle Force with a Fetid Blight Drone, Lord of Poxes, Plague Burst Crawler, Blight Lord Terminators, Plague Warriors,
That's
a
nice.
host of disease-ridden bodies, along with the Lord of Poxes. So these are the masters of airborne contagion, constantly pumping out a foul, fetid smog with that miasmic turbine on his back, and it acts to both screen their advance
That is a cool
and
design.
as a weapon.
It's just not my
Yeah, it's
thing. But
horrible, that thing on his back.
Whoa,
You
that
basically
sword behind
let
is
enemies
sick.
Too far away from him to see him at all.
I like
that
that.
gigantic sword on his back is a great plague blade. And let me tell you, when I
Okay.
say it's one of the most powerful combat weapons in 40k, it's great. Again, the codex includes lots of detachments. We can have Nurgle demons in the book. 6 detachments in there, including one that's very demons heavy, and one that lets you have an unending horde of poxwalkers, just as you'd hope to see, which is cool. And you know what? Let's round off the unholy triumvirate of
the rust on there
chaos.
looks really great.
We've got 1,000 suns.
Yes. So they've also
Yeah.
got the Warplane Thrallband
Whoa.
Battle Force with a bunch of sorcerers.
Okay.
These in the front kinda look like Gundams.
Yeah, I know, right?
And you can see there at the front.
The guy on the right looks
those
sort of like those
So these are
Egyptian,
mechanical constructs with features
you know,
of ancient
jackal
prospering
statues or
spirits and
whatever.
tutelary demonic servants.
This doesn't even look like
Saturated
40K.
with sorcerer's
No.
power,
Kinda weird.
wounds of misdirection and illusion.
Neat.
One of their key features,
Yeah.
they're psychically controlled bodyguards. They're threaded through with spells of prophecy, so you can essentially foresee attacks on their master, able to jump in the way of bullets or move them out of the way.
You're able to foresee where the enemy is going to be as well, which allows this unit to use the Overwatch stratagem for free, which is terrifying, especially when they can be armed with heavy warp flamers, as well as missile racks and melter guns. These things are terrifyingly tough. They actually count as vehicles as well, which is cool because one of the detachments in the Thousand Sun book lets you take loads of vehicles, so you can have a robot heavy force if you want to. Great fun. Of course, the Tzeentch demons are in the codex as well, as you'd expect from these books at this point. And in the Crusade section, you can plot and scheme with the great cult in Crusade as well. And talking of the codexes, we've seen already the Emperor's Children having that absolutely beautiful limited edition codex. And you know what? We're doing the same with the 3 others we're releasing. as well.
Damn.
Of course, on the screen you can see the World Eaters,
Shoot.
we've got Death Guard and Thousand Suns coming too. These books, Alex, are absolutely incredible, aren't they?
Oh yes, these are absolutely.
Whoa, look at how it breaks in half.
Little bits of memorabilia, that limited edition codex. However, they look cool on screen.
They really do.
But in person,
That thing on the left
physically,
almost
they're
looks like a
much
puzzle.
Right.
better. And Ed,
I
you
know.
managed to get your hands on them, haven't you?
Well, yeah, I'm going to gone 2 a.m. The studio was not occupied, so I went in. I thought I'd nick them. So we've got this beautiful slipcase that comes apart. It's a nice, almost torn cover. We've got 3 parts to each book. We've got the codex itself with gilt-edged gold.
They really
paper,
do well.
Going
really
crazy.
nice artwork.
What's
Sorry?
that?
Each piece as well.
I said, I don't know why my
Every
camera's
box
going
will
crazy.
come
What were you
with
saying?
5
Oh,
pieces of
they
relevant
really do the
artwork.
special edition, collector's
gold.
edition stuff well.
Those are
Like it's
Yeah.
all
Have a
super high
cheap
quality. Like you can look at the cardboard; it's not even like
And
one
then
piece.
we
It's like
obviously have
multi-layered
large
and
with
thick and
gilt-edged data cards,
Yeah.
and stratagems.
reminds
We've
me
got
of
our metal
what's his name?
tokens for
Is it
depth
John
markers.
Hammond from
And
Jurassic
finally,
Park, where he's
this
like
really nice
spared no expense or
solid
whatever all the
metal
time?
medallion that we can make.
Yeah.
And they all magnetize.
Well, the owner of the
together
park, yeah.
to form one
Yeah.
large metal medallion. That is so weighty in hand.
Is it
I feel
Hammond?
like
John
this-
Hammond?
This is the objective.
Did I make
marker
that up?
Instead of the
Yep,
smaller one.
you're right.
now.
Oh,
Can't
nice.
help feeling that completing the quad.
I haven't read that book in ages.
Live here in the studio is going to summon some sort
I
of
do
bloodthirster.
feel like I've got power coursing through me somehow. Maybe it's the adrenaline for getting my hands on all 4 of them.
Those
I
are
think I need more
absolutely
whiskey.
Stunning. There's going to be a very limited edition. There are going to be only 1,600 copies of each available when they go on release. So
Did
if
that
you
get
want
through?
one of those, or even all 4 of those, make sure you get
I heard
on
it.
as soon as you possibly
Excellent.
can. Because
And you know what?
they'll be selling our hotcakes.
Nice.
So,
Oh, I
there
heard
we
a little
go.
something there.
That's the limited
Oh, did you?
Chaos
Okay.
Filth
Yeah.
coming very soon. But I've had enough of talking about Chaos Filth. We've got some other cool stuff coming. It's time to go a little bit Imperium, as the Grey Knights are seeing their update here too. Alex, what have we got here?
Indeed, so this is the Sanctic
It's kind of like similar to the
Grandmaster
Spearhead
and
stuff,
Nemesis
hey, where
Dread
it's
Knight,
just like
units of Brotherhood
like a
Terminators
bunch of
and
boxes of
Strike squads.
stuff
So
that's
they're
like
getting,
not really new models,
the
but
codex chocked
you know.
chocked full of all
it's good.
background.
It's good for people getting into
Grey
it, I
Knights are
think.
basically super anti-demonic forces with their armor threaded through with psychoactive circuitry. And the Dread Knights in particular were made to combat the most horrific monsters.
That's
namely
true,
greater
Qual. I don't
demons.
mean like the special edition like battle tomes and stuff like that.
It is indeed. We've had the rules for a Grandmaster.
'cause, like, even if you look at, like,
now we've actually
the
got
ones that
full
came in
kits
like
to
the
represent
special
the most heroic heroes of the
boxes,
Grey
like
Knights. Dread
FEC
Knights
and
raised
Seraphon
five
and everything.
demons
Those
with weapon
they looked
upgrades,
amazing,
including
but like
the
you're not getting too much
subliminator,
extra.
the huge
I mean, when they do like a
psychic melter,
collector's
and a
edition of
Nemesis
like a
mace,
whole
which is what
like a
this has
box
in
set kind of thing, they're
massive
usually
psychic
spare no
blood force trauma,
expense.
which can destroy enemies. There's also a Nemesis flail, which is sort of like a Morning Star version as well, which is coming here as well. So we've got new weapons.
Did I
for that
win,
guy,
Devin?
and a great
Was
new
mine better?
acquisition Kit. It's basically like the Nemesis Dread Knight kit with an upgrade sprue in there as well.
Carson's still in
Grey
training.
Knight, Grandmaster, which is just cool.
Yeah.
In terms of the codex,
Should have got a better bottle.
Grey Knight players can
Should've got that
expect
Kiro
to
whiskey.
see, rules like Gate of
Damn.
Infinity still there.
That's got a
slightly
nice,
tweaked. We've got 5
Actually, usually
detachments
Left
in there
Right has a
carrying
pretty
lots of
good,
different
like,
army styles, including the
uncorking,
Sanctic Spearhead, which covers vehicles and walkers.
How dare you,
An
Left
army
Right.
of Dread Knights and Dreadnoughts if you
In
want
my
to.
time of
Great.
need.
And in Crusade, you can stave off chaos incursions with the aid of vision sent to you by the prognosticars.
It's okay.
Cool.
It's okay,
I
Carson.
like the sound of that.
Now, speaking of prognosticars,
Can't be good at
the
everything.
Grey Knights have foreseen
So,
an invasion
nope.
of a world that has previously been invaded.
You'll find something you're good at one of these
Ah,
days.
of course.
Someday.
This is
Yep.
the new Crusade book, Armageddon.
Oh, cool.
And Armageddon is a war zone that will be familiar to many veteran Warhammer players. Alex, why is Armageddon such a big deal?
Well, it's been the site of many horrific invasions. Now, the world stands directly in the path of one of the
Yeah, I was like, again?
However,
How many
it
times?
descended to plague the whole sector.
As many
The
times
amount
as I
of
must.
Blood that has been spilt has basically fed the Red Angel's Gate, where Angron first emerged into Armageddon, and as such, the Conqueror has heeded the call and arrived. So the World Eaters have descended to Armageddon itself, but they're faced with regiments of the Death Corps, Logan Grimner's Space Wolves, High Marshal Helbrecht's Black Templars, and the Grey Knights who have foreseen this invasion.
This is
The
so
40K
cool.
stuff
What
is a
a
little
great way to
disappointing,
kick
I
off the
think.
war zone. And this actual book
I was
itself,
going to say that about the
is a
AOS
Crusade
stuff.
book. And if you've never played Crusade
I
before,
was
it's a
gonna say
wonderful
that
way
too,
of
like,
linking your
so
games together in a narrative sense, where
I think the 40K stuff was the most disappointing.
Your units get upgrades as you
And
go
then-
along, and it's a really cool way of playing 40K.
And then
If you've
what?
never
And
played,
then
I seriously
AOS.
recommend. We're playing
And I
at the
think
moment.
Kill Team
It's
actually
great
looks
fun.
freaking
And
awesome, to be
you
honest.
can either
And
choose
that's
to defend
one of the things I was
Armageddon,
hoping
to
for the
attack
most.
Armageddon,
And I
or
think
perhaps
the
you
old
want to
world
instead,
actually blew it out of the park the most.
Not quite sure what,
Yeah,
side
Old World
will
went
represent.
nuts
Maybe
this
you'll
time.
decide later
Oh,
on.
it really
there's a
did.
free campaign inside the book for all those three factions.
Flannel gang?
as they sort of
Where's my
take
flannel?
Yeah.
battle
I didn't even
to
realize those guys were wearing flannel, too.
Armageddon.
Yeah.
Hey, where is your
It's
flannel?
great. Got
Thought you were
some
Canadian.
badges in
I
there,
don't
as
know.
opposed to
I was
the
wearing it
Canadian and
earlier.
Pacific Northwest. It's a
I
double
worked-
whammy.
escapes
I
of
worked at
barriers
the
to warp and
dentist.
reality just
Yeah,
merge.
it's true.
And what's really cool as well is there's rules for unbound demons blocking to your game as sort of non-player
It's the Tyranid in me,
characters sort of running in
Carlson.
and just taking both sides.
Tyranids like
and
cardigans,
causing
okay?
complete havoc as there's
They're
a
like
demonic
Mr. Rogers style
Armageddon,
cardigans.
which is just great. So yeah, seriously, Armageddon Crusade coming very soon. Hey, do you know what? Armageddon does sound pretty cool.
Yeah.
It sounds this cool.
Planet
Okay.
Armageddon. An imperial lynchpit.
I would have loved if they just
plagued by
left it that bad.
invasion.
It sounds this cool. Planet Armageddon. See? Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
The blood god's followers swarm across the planet's ravaged
I feel like they never do like campaigns that I'm like interested in though.
The world's
Like,
defenders issue a
They're always like
desperate
chaos related stuff, which is great. But like sometimes I want like a Tyranid Gene Stealer one or like an Orc one or give me more Xenos. Whoa! Wait, what the hell? Space Wolves? Damn! Oh shoot. Okay. 40K catching up. Damn, Space Wolves will be
The
freaking
Adeptus
sick.
Astartes must halt the demonic tide.
Sheesh. I wonder if they're going to bring back...
That was incredible,
Leave it
and
rest.
everybody there will have noticed a whole new raft of space wolves.
Oh, they're here. The Space Wolves are here. We've been waiting for them for a long
yes.
time. And
So
it's great
long.
to see a fantastic new range of miniatures coming your way for the Space Wolves. Let's take a look because, I mean, look at these.
Okay.
It's just we've waited and waited, and here they are. This, in particular, what we're seeing.
It looks
right
like it's
now
just an upgrade
is the
sprue for some of,
Space
like, the
Wolves
assault
Army launch set
intercessors
coming
and
soon.
stuff, but
included in there is the
those
new
other
War
guys look
Priest,
badass.
the new Battle Leader, the new Head Takers, the Blood Claws, and the Grey Hunters. We're all getting new miniatures there. We'll talk about all of these. They got the new Codex in there as well. Oh wow. What a force. And let's have a look at some of the models a bit closer, shall we?
That's pretty dope.
Starting off with the Wolf Priest. Now, my compatriot Simon here tells me that aside from a random Games Day miniature some 20 years ago, this is the first time Games Workshop has done a Wolf Priest miniature. So it's great to see. And I'm right in thinking this is a kind of mix between an apothecary and a chaplain.
Indeed,
Yeah, it's been a
their
while.
duties are to observe the
I used to
warring
use the
tribes
named
of
character
Fenris,
as a wolf
to
priest.
Select potential aspirants. They harvest gene seed. They tend to
they
the
had, like, a
wounded, but they're also
war scroll, but
spiritual
not a
advisors, preparing their brothers
model?
for mental and
They had a
spiritual
model,
trials.
but it was
It's really nice.
resin.
This model's actually got quite a few
It was
options
okay,
as well.
but then
head options,
a lot of
helmeted,
people
bare
used
heads as well.
the named
In
character
game,
guy with the
you
helmet
can,
off to the
restore
side
wounds to
as a
units
wolf
that you've
priest.
joined. You
Right.
also add one to melee wound rolls, the Litany of Hate. It's got rules from both the Apothecarium and the Chaplaincy as well, which is just cool. Also in the box set, we've got
Head
another leader,
takers.
the Wolfguard Battle Leader.
Wolfguard
Might be
Battle
my
Leader.
favourite model of the box, this one.
He looks
It's
amazing.
so cool. Again, lots of options here. Helmeted, bare heads, different weapon options as well. Who are the
Cool.
Wolfguard Battle Leaders?
So these guys are members of the Wolf Guard, and they're deputized into leading warriors on the battlefield. They're essentially the equivalent of a Space Marine lieutenant. They're typically temporary positions, but a war can last years, decades. So temporary is an odd term to use. They've got access to ancient and powerful relics from the Great Company's armory, and when the Wolf Lord falls, it is from amongst these Wolf Guard that his replacement is found. So giving them experience in these leadership roles is invaluable.
You want these guys leading your units into combat, specifically your Wolfguard Head Takers, your Grey Hunters, or your Blood Claws, which is the next new unit we're going to have a look at here. Look at
Oh, those
these.
are Blood
What a
Claws.
Great update on an iconic Space Wolf unit. These guys are the sort of the newer Space Wolves. Loads of options all over the kit, including different heads and things as well. They're wearing slightly lighter armor than other Marines as well, so they look like they're a bit newer. That suits their background,
Yeah,
right?
they're young and impetuous, and they need to prove themselves, temper themselves in battle. Like all chapters, training is harsh and extensive,
cool.
but battlefield experience is the most valuable.
Scotty!
And so the Blood Claws are not discouraged from taking up positions in the vanguard.
That's pretty cool. Now, as Blood Claws have been in the past, these guys are combat-centric, carrying their Astartes chainsword and their bolt pistol. But the big news here is, like all Space Wolves infantry in Tacticus armor, they are movement 7. So they're faster than the
Nice.
Space Marines because they're desperate to get into combat. They're cunning hunters as well, allowing them to re-roll 1s to wound. And if the target is in range and objective, they can re-roll all wounds. Which
Agreed,
is pretty
Bear.
cool. Just like the Grey Hunters, who are the other iconic Space Wolf unit, which we are seeing new models for here as well. Again, all plastic, loads of options for the pack leader, lots of options all over the kit to really personalise your Marines, which is perfect for the Grey Hunters, as they're sort of...
The old
more
Grey Hunter
veteran
kit was
Marines, aren't they?
amazing.
Yeah, so
It
they
came with
survived long
so
enough
much
as Blood
extra
Claws
stuff.
become Grey Hunters,
Some people would
and
just
so
buy
then
it for the
Helix
bits,
is
just to
really
like
presents
decorate
with
other
more
stuff.
calories.
It's crazy.
Grey hairs, fangs,
Ooh, I like him.
rougher skin. All of
That
those
looks
like
cool.
canine developments that we love with the Space Wolves. They're really closely bonded units. They work independently or as part of a larger force. They're stalwart and reliable and hold that sort of fire akin to the Blood Claws. They're a core part of your Space Wolf force.
Absolutely core. These guys are great at everything. They have Astartes chainsword, so they can pack a punch in combat. Each Marine carries a bolt carbine, allowing them to fire up to 3 shots apiece. The pack leader can have a power fist or a power weapon. But the big news here, as well as the fact that they can move 7 inches like the Blood Claws, is that this unit are OC3 apiece, which makes them absolutely perfect for holding and capturing objectives from the enemy. They are absolutely core, and I hate to admit it, but they might be one of the best core battle line units in the Imperial forces. So yeah, get your hands
As
on,
they
or your
should
claws
be.
on some of these if you possibly can. Up next, we've got the elites of the Force, the Head Takers, and their hunting wolves.
These are the
So
coolest.
the head takers tend to be from those Wolfguard who still retain some of their youthful recklessness, and they specialize in hunting down enemy.
Damn, look at those axes.
Warlords, those Fenrisian wolves with them are closely bonded to them, and it's so strong that it's almost as if they act as one, with like an instinctive coordination.
These are elite infantry, similar to Blade Guard veterans you might recognise from the Space Marines. They have loads of options. There's 9 interchangeable head options in the kit for your bare helmeted or your bare heads or your helmeted. There's lots of bare heads in the Space Wolf kits, which is great because that really suits them. You can give these guys different weapon options. They can come with a mastercrafted power weapon and shield, or a pair of mastercrafted power weapons for 6 attacks apiece. The head takers and hunting wolves fight as separate units on the battlefield, which is quite interesting. So you can run them around separately. You were talking about the sort of going for the big monsters and the champions there. Before the game, you select one enemy unit to
really
do
do,
your
Scotty.
quarry, and they get devastating wounds and precision when targeting that quarry. And when they've killed it, they just select a new unit and a new quarry, which is terrifying.
Shoot.
Of course, inside this box,
Damn it.
we're also seeing the Space Wolves Codex supplement as well. Like I said, this is in conjunction with the Space Marines Codex as well, but it contains full background on the Space Wolves faction, the colour section with loads of cool shots of miniatures, army rules, everything you expect from the Codex, of course. There are 3 detachments inside, each with their own theme and their own saga to complete. Complete your saga and get additional rules, which is really cool. And in Crusade, there are new Oathsworn campaigns, expanding on those in Space Marines Codex. So the Space Wolf theme saga to complete, earn deeds of making, exclusive battle traits, scars, agendas, everything else you expect from Crusade as well.
Indeed, my favourite little aspect often of these codexes is the little asides, the little addendums that are added to it. And there's a quote from an Inquisitor here that I think really sums them up. They are deviants all, these Space Wolves, uncouth and lacking in honour, informal and without discipline. They respond with contempt to direct orders, scoff at Lord Guilliman's Codex Astartes, and treat the orders of Imperial commanders with contempt. And I think that sums them up perfectly.
Yeah, and an awful lot of Space Wolf players I've met as well, to be fair. You know who you guys are. Well, that's an incredible range of miniatures coming through the Space
guilty.
Wolves. And what's more, that's not all. There's going to be more coming as well. We just haven't shown you everything yet.
Yeah, they're
Expect
leaving
some
Russ
more
is coming back,
characters,
man.
Some more elite units coming
It's
too.
happening.
But keep your acute senses fixed on Warhammer Community website, where you can get to see more of those in the very near future. So that's great news for Space Wolf players.
it's absolutely
That range
fantastic.
refresh we've been looking for, and it's here. Congratulations, guys. But let's have a look now over to Question Corner. Ed, folks have got to be happy about
no.
Space Wolves, right, surely?
They are indeed the
Everyone's
lots
fine.
of love
Please.
for Space Wolves. Space Wolf related question though is, do you know if Thunderwolf cavalry are still going to be riding across the battlefield?
So we're not going to answer any questions about that right now, because the Warhammer Community website is going to give you more details about what's going to be included in the Codex coming forward. There's loads of articles coming about that. So just keep your eyes on Warhammer Community for now, and all your questions.
That
will be
was the
answered by
rumor, is
Codex.
that they're getting
Some
rid
of
of
the news
the
that you haven't already, but definitely.
Thunderwolf Cavalry.
Yeah, but a couple of questions.
That's why I
that have
talked
been
about it
asked since
earlier.
actually before the stream started, and they've
Okay.
been asked throughout, so
Eager.
it's time to come to them. Imperial Knights, obviously, on the last roadmap, they appeared as one of the next codexes. Now, obviously, we've got Chaos sort of coming at a similar time. When can we see Imperial Knights, do we think?
We will answer that momentarily.
Oh, okay.
Still
What?
to come,
Interesting.
essentially. Chaos Knights, do you know if they're ever getting a named character? That's another question that's been asked since the beginning.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be real pedantic here, but in White Dwarf 509, they got 2 named characters in the combat patrol. So there we go. That they already exist. As for other named characters in the future, I don't know, to be honest with you. Again, keep your eyes on Warcom. If we haven't talked about it here, we can't mention it yet. Warhammer Community's got all the information.
Like, why do people ask those waste of time questions? Like, obviously, can you imagine, like,
Again, same thing.
like, did they expect them to be like, yeah, we're getting any named characters? Like, well, because you asked, now I have to legally tell you, yes, there is a named character, his name is this, and he comes out on May 23rd. And you're just like,
later on as well. Release dates and everything, completely up to other people other than us. Again, Warhammer Community and the social media channels are the place to look for that. And I know we've got burning questions we want to answer, guys. We can't say everything quite yet. But keep your eyes on Warhammer Community.
yeah, Bear's right. He's coming.
Here's a potential lore-based question. Obviously, we're coming back to Armageddon. Wouldn't be Armageddon without Old Man
Orcs.
Yarrick. Now, is
Oh.
he still around in the lore?
I thought you were going to say about orcs.
As we saw from the Astra Militarum.
What do you say,
Codex
Old Man
a
what?
while back,
Old man Yarrick. Yarrick?
is-
Yarrick, I think.
Deceased. There was a great memorial for him.
There we
So
go.
unfortunately, no.
Well, at least, yeah, it's a pretty much hard no. Read the Codex Astra Militarum. It's
There was
decisive.
there was a body.
Sorry, guys. He's an old man no longer. But hope that answers
Whoa.
that. Maybe not the way you want us to, I guess. Anything else there?
Yeah, again, there's just lots
Hopefully
of
not.
questions about new minis, what might be coming next. So again, all those will just still be.
Do you know what?
Check out Warcom.
We would love to answer all those questions, guys.
Yes.
And as hobbyists ourselves, we totally understand, but we can't say everything right now. Just keep writing.
That really is the right answer, hey?
In fact,
Like, we feel your
we'll take a look
pain.
right now. A little
but
look further ahead.
We can't say
What might be
anything.
coming next for Warhammer 40,000?
Oh, they're going to
I wonder what
revisit the
purpose of the
roadmap.
question corner was.
1,000
to-
suns they're going to be
I
making,
mean,
those new sector
there's a
robots,
couple of
and
things,
the
but like,
space
yeah.
wolves howling in, the world eaters. Finally, the Death Guard are going to make a slow trudge up the field.
I wonder if Ryan's
Quite
going to get
soon
back
as
into
well.
Space
It's saying
Wolves.
right now on the screen, so they're coming real soon, which is good news for all you Chaos fans and Space Wolf fans. Now, what's coming next? Black
Oh,
Templars.
Andy,
We've
whoa.
got the Grey Knights, the Chaos Knights, and
Ugh.
Imperial Knights are stomping over the horizon as we speak.
And then a little bit further on, these are 3 more factions coming. Now, I'm pretty sure I can guess at least 2 of them.
Salamanders,
Yeah, me too, but they are
Iron
definitely
Fists,
interesting.
and I didn't recognize
in
the middle
far,
one. But
far future, something's coming. It's a shadowy shape. What could it be?
that looks like a
Let us know
Space
in the
Marine.
chat what you think that could be, because I've got a couple of theories.
Doesn't
So
it?
annoying.
Yeah, I know.
It does.
I reckon there's a few
What do we
things.
Yeah,
say?
like, cool.
me too.
Yeah, thanks.
So there we
I
go.
guess.
That's what's coming for the future for Warhammer 40,000. We've got just enough time for a couple more questions. Ed, is there anything else that's burning people want to know?
There's a lot of questions about Warcry. Where we're at with the current edition. Obviously, we've still got a lot of Warcry miniatures out at the moment. We've got any updates on Warcry?
Nothing to report at the moment. Again, keep your eyes on one. It's going to be the same answer pretty much. Just keep your eyes on one community for all updates as that sort of thing. Anything else, Ed, at all? maybe?
Yeah, are these Thousand Suns automatons related to Vashtor in any way?
Ooh, that's a good
They've got
question.
the dark mechanic.
Ooh, time will tell.
Time will tell. Back to
Thanks
of
for
course,
nothing.
the
Jeez
dark
Louise.
mechanic of the chaos.
Yeah, why are they?
Yeah.
Why did they
Honestly,
do a question?
just don't take questions. Yeah, this
Yeah.
seems like a huge waste of time.
Yeah, every answer has been like maybe or
Yeah,
If
maybe.
they had an obvious answer, they're like yes. Like
Yeah, exactly.
He's happily shown up with the Pariah Nexus. Obviously, he's got Wormwood.
Are the Space Wolves going to get a codex with their release? Yes, they are.
There we go.
I'll be the first one to
do you know
tell
what?
you.
That's been an absolutely brilliant show. We've seen some fantastic releases, some fantastic previews coming up. What we saw the Old World. We saw.
I like laptop nerd Ed, but
Space Wolves, all those 40k releases.
his job is pretty
Yeah,
superfluous.
the new Spearhead
to be
from
fair.
Warhammer
Yep.
Sigmar as well. What's been your favourite
Yep.
of the
must be a union gig.
so far?
I'm awfully
Yeah.
tempted by the Ravenous and that Kill Team box, but I think it's going to have to be the Grand Cathayan Dragon.
Yeah, beautiful model. And for me, I think I'm a Spearhead fan, so I'm really looking forward to
I
see
think
playing
they
that.
should have waited for Catheta and done
I
that
can't wait to see
last.
Simon paint some of those new Space Wolves as
It
well.
kind of,
I think
It's
so
gonna be
too.
good.
Yeah.
Unless there's
It's been
something
an
big
absolute
that they're about to
blast.
show
Thank you
off
so much,
and
guys,
then,
for
like,
joining
not
us
comment
here
on
for
it,
the
but-
preview show.
I mean, like,
Just a quick
apparently
one,
the
if you
Space
want
Wolves
to
are
see
one of the
any more
most popular,
pictures
if
and
not the
information
most
about what we're
popular,
showing
like
today,
Space
make
Marine
sure you go to
factions.
the
So I think
website
they were
where you
like,
can
the
find
idea was for
more
saving them for
pictures,
last, but
and check
it's,
out more information.
yeah.
Also sign up to the newsletter there as well, which is where
Yeah,
you get
it
all
was
the
okay.
best information. You can sign up to our social media, which is again where you'll see loads of pictures. You can see on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X.
Blood for the
Sign up
blood
there,
god.
and get all the information straight to you. And also this weekend at Adepticon, we have other streams coming right here on Twitch as well.
Right,
so if you want
Kenrick?
to see the Warhammer 40,000 Championship or the Warhammer 40,000 team tournaments, they're all being streamed over the next 4 days up until Sunday. So do check them out right here on Twitch. Thank you to everyone involved behind the scenes, behind the camera. Those of you in the chat, Notley, you're absolute legend. Thank you so much indeed. Alex, Ed, it's been a real pleasure.
Marky makes a
I think
great
that's it,
point.
guys. I think we're signing out.
What is their
Thank you
definition
so
of
much for joining
now?
us, guys. We'll see you next time. Cheers. Bye.
Okay. I'm going to mute it because this always, I get copyright striked every time. So
It's gonna happen. no
it
matter what.
is. It's true. Yeah. There's nothing that can be done, but thanks for joining us, Kenrick. That was fun. Space Wolf hype does actually make sense to have them be last. There aren't as many Space Wolf players as every other faction, but Space Wolf players are passionate about their worlds. Yeah, I mean, like, I was looking at it before, and they theorized that it was Space Wolves Blood Angels or Dark Angels were the most popular, and then, but it's hard to tell because it's like, like Dark Angels got a refresh first, so then like there's going to be like a lot more of people who are just like new sculpts, and then it kind of it's hard to tell, but yeah, I mean I'm excited for. What's crazy is like the thing I'm most excited for. None of it was AOS. It was Kill Team and Space Wolves, like, which is kind of crazy, but yeah, they were my first 2 armies for 40K. So I kind of got into them at the same time.
Space Wolves?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, a lot of people in the chat saying the AOS preview was kind of
it was pretty
great.
No, yeah.
I think we gained some information, which is kind of neat about there's a tidbit that I see posted in the Discord that says we'll have more details soon, but expect significant changes to battle tactics as the system shifts to a series of sequential goals that you select as part of army composition. So that's kind of neat.
That is cool.
And then we know that every army is going to get at least one like war scroll change or something like that.
Right.
In the weeks before the General's Handbook.
Right.
So
yeah,
that's kind of interesting too. But yeah, I was kind of hoping we'd see something from IDK or something like that, right?
Yeah, I was like really hoping to like kind of figure out where I'm going to spend my hobby dollary dues. If it was like IDK, like honestly, if they just said we're getting new models, I'd be like, okay, I need to reserve a large amount of money just for that, sight unseen, like go into that. But yeah. The thing I'm most excited for is actually the Tyranids Kill Team. Kill Team is super fun. It's quick, it's great. And then the Space Wolves. But the thing about Space Wolves too is it's like they're 440K, and I'm just not really playing main 40K much lately. Like I played a game with Matthias the other day, super fun. But yeah, it feels like everyone also has Space Marines, which kind of takes away from some of the fun of playing them. You know what I mean? But yeah. Tom says, dude, that preview sucked. Well, for AOS, yeah. I mean, if you're an Old World fan, you're probably losing your damn mind right now. Like, I was like, they'll probably show Beastmen and nothing else. Then they showed Wood Elves first, then Beastmen, then an entirely brand new freaking army for Cathay. Whew. Yeah, those people are gotta be, super hyped right now. James, he says AOS preview was a Spearhead preview. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like the new terrain did look cool though, like those boards and whatnot, like a little bit of terrain. Like if you're into Spearhead, I think it's going to be like a really great value. But yeah.
I wonder, is that box just going to come with like the board, the terrain, and the rules?
I think so, and like the cards.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I wonder how much that's going to be.
Yeah. Like, what would you pay for that? Like, it's going to be over $100, right? Canadian?
Yeah, and I wouldn't pay that.
Yeah.
Because it's like 4 pieces of terrain, right? Or 6 or something like that.
6. And then they're smaller, though, than the other one. And then there's cards and the double-sided board.
Yeah.
And a book. And a book, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to guesstimate 120 bones Canadian. That's my guess.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be pessimistic and say 150.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not paying $150 for that, Like
James says the other Spearhead box is 65 US. Interesting.
The other Spearhead box. Okay. So a little less than $100. Does it come with Fire and Jade? Like the book? Thanks for telling us that, Jamesy.
Warhammer Age of Sigmar Spearhead Fire and Jade gaming pack is $80 Canadian. It comes with the terrain, it comes with the board, the cards, and little like measurement stick things.
Okay. No book.
don't think it comes with a book. Yeah.
I mean,
Which
you
is
don't really
fine.
need the book. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's
Oh.
online for free, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know
Okay.
if the new one will be, but regardless, like,
That's not bad. I don't know.
That-
Like, I honestly would prefer not to have a book if it would like inflate the cost by a huge amount.
yeah,
Right?
totally agreed. Like $80, that seems like a decent investment even for the channel or something like that if we start doing some more Spearhead games. Marky says none of that terrain is new. Are you talking for the Spearhead? I think it's all new. The bust of Neferata and everything. I've never seen that before. And no, I think that's all new. But I know that the Tyranid terrain is new, and I like it a lot. So, yeah. Let me see if I can find.
It says,
Yeah.
terrain fit for the Realm of Death, which you may recognize from the Warcry Crypt of Blood starter set.
Oh, you got me, Marky. Good job. Fair. I did not remember that. So that does take away from some of the value a little bit for sure, but yeah, I don't know. Can you guys see this? Yeah, you can. Spearhead is resurrected in Shaiish. You win. Let's see here. Ooh. Typhon. Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah. That kill team thing is definitely my favorite. Sand and Bone. I don't see the thing. Did you just message me?
Yeah. Sand and Bone. Sorry, what were you looking for?
Okay, no worries. Well, I was just looking at, I was just bringing it up for the streaming, the nice kind streaming people, Sand and Bone Gaming Pack. It has the book next to it, but I guess it does come separate, hey? Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, it says the Spearhead Sand and Bone Gaming Pack invites you to Shaiish, including a double-sided gaming board showing the sepulchral... I'm not going to pronounce those words. The
sepulchral environs of Dolorum.
Yeah, there's just like too many things next to each other. I'm not going to with you.
Yeah,
sorry.
that's fair. That's totally fair.
Yeah, it looks like it's the same as the old one. So yeah. Oh no, it says the gaming pack contains all of this: a 24-page book of rules for the Sand and Bone Spearhead Battle Pack, and rules for 4 new Spearhead armies. You'll still need core rules to play, which you can download for free. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so you do get like a small little booklet, but it's not like the full. I think it's like one of those like thin books that's not like hardcover.
Oh, maybe.
So
I mean, that's definitely how they should do it.
Yeah.
Right.
I could see this being like $80 to $100 then Canadian.
Yeah. And I think even if you do if the terrain already exists, if you don't have it, then you're still getting your money's worth. If you're playing a lot of Spearhead, it adds a lot more replayability in general. So
yeah, 100%.
Okay, we both have to go. So before you go, what if you can have one rewrite of an STD war scroll and an ogre war scroll, what would it be?
That's really tough. STD, I don't really know. Ogre.
SCE or STD?
STD.
Okay.
What's it called? Ogres? I don't know. It's a tough one. Thunder Tusks for ogres, I think. Yeah, just in general, any of the Thunder Tusks, if they could be better, that would be great. Because they're just unusable at the moment.
Yeah, that's too bad.
And then for STD, I don't know. One of the big monsters would be cool.
Right. Yeah.
Like a Soul Grinder or a Vortex Beast, maybe. Yeah.
Ooh, Mulux Vortex Beast or whatever. I think for Skaven, I would choose the Rattling Warp Blaster because it's just a pure War Scroll problem. And then Yeah. For IDK, it's Sharks, for sure. Sharks is just a trash war scroll. Although they're getting like a whole new book, which may or may not come out around the same time as that. So might not happen. But yeah, right on. Cool, guys. Well, I hope you had fun. I certainly did. It was not everything that I hoped it would be. I was, once again, like I tend to just get a little too jazzed about these things. You know what I mean? And it is my own dumbass fault, but still had fun. We are streaming a battle report tomorrow. And yeah, hope you guys had a fun night. Anything to add, Carson?
Nope. Catch you next time. Thanks for watching.
Perfect. See you guys. Bye.